Hey guys, AJ with Relentless Racing. Welcome back to the channel. If you own an MR2 Spyder, it's between 19 and 24 years old today. And based on her age, I recommend changing out your rear knuckle bearings. The Techno Tuning rear knuckle bearings replace the OEM non-serviceable rear knuckle bearings. The T3 design includes CNC machined stainless steel bearing cups, 3-piece Teflon lined bearings, press fit bearing seals, and CNC machined high misalignment spacers. All this makes for easy installation and serviceability. In this video, I'm going to remove the non-serviceable OEM rear knuckle bearing located at the lower control arm interface and install the serviceable T3 rear knuckle bearing. The rear knuckle bearing is pressed into the knuckle, and it's right here at the attachment of the lower control arm. So I'm going to remove everything off of this guy, get the knuckle off, and then we're going to work on this thing on the press. Everything you're about to see can be done on car with the correct tools, but I'm going to do everything off car using my press and some specialty tools. Why? Because this is only part 1. So subscribe and hit that notification button so you can see part 2, which is the MRS rear wheel bearing, and part 3, which is the MRS rear strut rod bushing. Leave a like, leave a comment, and leave a question. Thanks for watching. If you look here, if you try and push out the stud anywhere in here, you can't do it unless you do it in this small relief right there. See the relief? This is what it looks like now. You can kind of see the hub right here. And the hub is actually pressed in to the wheel bearing. So we need to support it, and when we're using it on the press. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bearing separator made by Snap-on. This is a CJ951, and I'm going to put this guy on this guy right here. This right here is part of the knuckle. So that's what we have to grab onto, and then we got to make sure that this pushes out. So we're going to grab onto right through there. So we're going to slide this thing in here. Put this guy on this side. That way we don't have to deal with that. We can put it over on this side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to support these guys right here with some plates that's on the press. And once it's supported like that, we'll push the hub out using a socket on the press. All right, we're at my press right now. This is just the China Freight but I switched the bottle to an air over hydraulic. So I have that little switch right there. And then you could kind of see my setup here. I have right underneath the ram, I have a socket, and that socket will still fall inside the ID of the wheel bearing. And then I use these C-channels, and you could see that the C-channels are supporting the bearing separator. You see the bearing separator right here, and then C-channel here, C-channel here, and then here you've got the hub. So now all we got to do is just push the button and then press that guy down, and hopefully that thing will pop right out. So before we get started, we're going to make sure, one, that this thing is aligned properly and that this thing has room to come all the way down without any obstruction. I'm talking about the hub. Also, we want to make sure that the press doesn't really hit anything. So I had this rotated a funny direction because this guy, the knuckle, was going to interrupt this guy or interfere with it, and same with the other part of the knuckle over here. So everything looks like it's going to go down just fine, and we'll watch that. Everything looks like it's clear underneath here, and we're wearing glasses. If you're not wearing glasses, you should be wearing safety goggles, and we're just going to push this guy down. Make sure she's centered. And you can see the hub. And there's the hub just fell out, along with my socket. How to get off that inner race? You're gonna stick the bearing separator on it, just like this. We're gonna use the knife edge. And that's how you take it apart. Pretty simple. This is what it all looks like when it came off of the press. You can kind of see the inner race is still in here, and well, part of the inner race, half of the inner race is still right here. It's stuck on this guy, and obviously we pulled that one off. We showed you how that is, but you can kind of see the ball bearings in there, which is pretty kind of cool. But this is a perfect time to hit your bolts for the heat shield with your PB blaster. Before we could take out this bearing in the knuckle, this is the bearing for the lower control arm. We have to remove the little dust cover thing on both sides, and the dust cover is being held on by one of these little guys right here. So I just use my awl and I kind of find the end of that thing, and honestly it really doesn't matter because we're going to be replacing these things anyway, so you can just kind of lift them right off. But if you really want to work at getting those things off, you can. You know, I painted this thing so it's a little bit stuck on, but there you go. And then you can kind of see that the little wire thing is right here. Let's just see if I can't get it out without stabbing myself. Yeah, there's the little wire thing right there. Let's pop that thing off. There it is right there. There's the little wire. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other side. And so I'm just going to grab it from right here and just kind of peel this thing off. And then go all the way around. And that thing's going to pop off. There it goes like that. And then we go over the press and push this thing guy out.
The rear knuckle bearing resides here at the lower control arm attachment. I'm using a 1.75 OD by 120 wall by 2-inch long tube to support the knuckle.
And I'm also using a C-section. This is a C-section. Check that out. Let me give you guys another view. I'm sure some of you are going to ask, AJ, why are you using the C-channel? Well, because the way the press is designed, sometimes you can't get a good base underneath it because something's in the way, like this guy. So what I ended up doing was I put this guy on here, and then look, it allowed me to press on here like this. I've got a clean shot this way, and this piece fits underneath where I'm pressing. And I think we got lucky. There it is right there. So I'm going to place this thing like this, kind of on here like that, and I'm going to use my hands to make sure that the base is nicely centered.
Then I'm going to position the rear knuckle bearing. Just like that. Make sure that thing's positioned properly. That guy is good right here. Make sure that this thing is longer than the actual knuckle, so you gotta have to give it a little space. Make sure that this thing falls into it, so you gotta make sure it's centered properly. And then we're just gonna give this guy a little bit of a push. So now we're just going to listen for it to load up, and then that's how we know that it is completely seated. And then we'll check this. Actually, we'll release it one more time. I just want to check that base and make sure she's centered properly. Center that. Okay, listen for the load up. There it is. And that's what she looks like. Pretty cool. And then remember what I said, that this thing sticks up a little bit. See how it's a little bit proud right there. Here's our dust boot spacer, our other spacer. I'll just put it like this. Okay. And that's pretty much it. You just got to clean that thing up, and we'll clean up the excess anti-seize that I put on there, but that's pretty much it.
Stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. This is AJ with Relentless Racing. Stay relentless, and I'll see you on the track.